Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball, episode 38. We're coming up on the end of the season. We've got 4 games left here in the regular season, all conference games. And then we'll head into postseason tournament play. First the conference tournament, and then whatever tournament we get into after that. We'll definitely get into one. We are 21-4, ranked 10th in the nation. It's looking likely that we'll be in the NCAA tournament, but no guarantee yet because we actually have a pretty difficult final stretch here for these final 4 games. 2 at home, 2 on the road. But we are going up against our top competitor in New Mexico, ranked 19th in the nation. 3 of the 4 games are against high-ranked teams within the conference. So we could easily go 1-3. Maybe we can win all 4. I would predict that we'll go 3-1, but I'm not sure that we will. We might go 2-2. We very well could end up at 2-2 here. So in fact, I'd say almost a 50-50 chance between being 3-1 or 2-2 in these final 4 games. Quick review of the goals. Qualify for the NIT. I think we've already done that with 21 wins. Win the conference tournament, maybe. 20-plus games we've already accomplished. No academic ineligibility. I haven't checked that in a while. And we are on our way to improve the prestige, but we're going to have to take a decent tournament run in order to make that happen. So I need to check the roster. It's been a while since I have looked at the roster to see where we're at GPA-wise, and we do have Joey Walter, who's struggling, 2.4 GPA, but he is in his senior year, so it's not going to be an issue. Everybody else 2.8 or above. I think that's good enough to not waste their time in practice with extra help and support. So we've got New Mexico in the next game, and we have a 51% chance of winning that, even though we're at home. That's how tight that's going to be. Then we have Gonzaga, who beat us earlier in the season, but we're at home this time, 61% favorite. Villanova on the road, but we have picked as slight favorites over Villanova, and Villanova is near the bottom of the league. Xavier, though, is up there quite a ways, and this is on the road, and we're just 41% on that. So Villanova is the one that we should win, but it's on the road. Gonzaga, maybe, but they did beat us earlier. New Mexico, tough game, but we're at home. And then Xavier, well, they're pretty high up there in the standings, and we're on the road. That's going to be a difficult one. It's like all 3 of those are going to be tight contests that we could win, and then Xavier is one that we shouldn't beat, but we don't have 0 chance. But we want to get into those tournaments, and those are going to be where the focus is. So we're just going to get box score for these 4 games to see where we finish up, unless we get down to a dramatic final day of the season on whether we get automatic promotion or not. As of right now, we are top in the conference. But this is a really difficult stretch. Luckily, we have no injuries right now. We are back to healthy, and we did get the win against New Mexico. They were only 1 game behind us. This gives us a 2-game cushion with 3 to play, and actually we won by 18 points. Leading both halves, hugely dominant in the paint and on the fast break. No second chance points in the game, though. Surprising. 15 points, 9 rebounds for Davies. All defensive. He's not a very good offensive rebounder. That is how his ratings work, and that tends to be why he tends to be a little bit below 10. He often gets 7, 8, 9 rebounds a game, and that's because he almost never gets an offensive one. Joey Walter, though, on the other hand, is a good offensive rebounder, but just kind of average defensively, or defensive rebounding-wise. 5 for 10 for Walter, 6 for 11 for Lockwood, 5 for 9 for Russell, so decent shooting. 6 points, solid for Emery with 5 boards. He is, of course, that defensive powerhouse, and he had a couple steals again in this game. And that's a statistic where he's among the leaders in the conference. So 3 to play now. And this next game against Gonzaga, even though they beat us earlier in the season, now that we're at home, this one could and should go a bit better for us. And I don't know, 11 wins may be enough. Maybe. I'm not going to check the standings yet, but as soon as we've played that Gonzaga game, then we'll get a look at where we're at, what's left to do with 2 to play here in the regular season. Won't look too closely at the other matchups until it really comes down to it, these final couple games. But we've got a rank and an RPI inside the top 10 in the nation, but that doesn't mean we're the top 10 best team in the nation. We are good for our conference. Double injuries in that game. Russell, starter at point guard, strained abdominal region, 9 days, and a sprained ankle for Thomas Fleming, his second injury of the year, 10 days. And bad timing when we have, they should both be back in time for the conference tournament. Just barely. That is pretty rough. We do get the win, and by a massive margin. Holy cow. 96-48. I have not seen a score like that in this game for a ridiculously long time. We doubled their score. We beat them by 48 points. And most of that was in the first half. Second half, scoring went down a lot for both teams, but we put up 67 points in the first half. Our halftime score was enough to beat them by nearly 20. We led the entire game. We had 50 points in the paint scored, 19 fast break points, 9 second chance points, and the 48 at the final was the biggest of the game. Davies, 20 points, 9 boards, a couple blocks, a couple assists. Lockwood was 10 for 14 with 22. Davies was 9 of 13. Emery was 6 of 11. Big day for him. Whew, okay. We shot 56% from the field while they shot 32%. And only got to the free throw line 10 times. We only had 3 free throw attempts the entire game. That was not from the line, those 96 points. 93 of those came out on the court with the clock running. Dang, that is one of the biggest wins we have ever had. Ever. The injuries, though, definitely suck. 2 games left to go, and we have a 2-game cushion over Virginia, Boston College, and New Mexico. All we need to do is win one of the final 2 games, or have even just one of those teams lose one of their final 2 games. And that would be enough. That would secure automatic promotion. Top 3 get automatic promotion. The 4th spot goes to the tournament winner. So, Virginia, Boston College, New Mexico. I would have tiebreaker over New Mexico and Virginia. Boston College, I don't know. Did we beat Boston College? We did. I have a tiebreaker over all 3 of them. So I should be the number 1 seed in the tournament regardless, which means I should have automatic promotion regardless. But let's just take care of business. Let's win one of these games anyway. This has definitely been an impressive season for the team. I expected a pretty decent season, but I worried a little bit about the competition level being in Conference C. Worried that we'd face some really good teams and that there would be losses. And there's been a few. I mean, we certainly haven't been perfect at 11-3, but that's a really good record. I mean, wow. We're now number 8 in the country. Our RPI is number 6 in the nation. I mean, this is insane. We could be high enough for a 2 or 3 seed in the NCAA tournament right now. And now, even if we end up 23-6 and then lose the first game in the conference tournament and go 23-7, I think we're still on our way to the NCAA tournament at this point. 23-7 is enough to get in. All right, so Xavier, the 3 to watch out for. New Mexico, they've got UNLV on the road. Virginia at home to UConn. Boston College at home to Ohio State. Mexico could have a difficult time with their game. I think they're the most likely of the 3 to pick up a loss here. And myself. Difficult matchup here with Xavier. Nope, there you go. Regular season champion. We've done it 83-68. The final. New Mexico do lose. As does Virginia. Boston College, the only one to win. So with 1 game to play, Boston College looks like they might be on their way to an automatic promotion spot. But we've already got 1 secured now. Villanova, last one. They're 2nd from the bottom, maybe 3rd from the bottom in the standings. It's a road game, but they're just 13-14. We've already grabbed 1 road win. We've got some momentum right now, but that doesn't mean we'll win this one. This could actually work as a little bit of a momentum killer going into the conference tournament. So hopefully we can come through this. Russell and Fleming still a handful of days left on their recovery, so this game will take place before their recovery is complete. They're probably both playing limited minutes, but it would definitely affect their performance. Boston College have Virginia at home, so if they win, they definitely have the automatic promotion, and Virginia would be the one likely on their way out, but New Mexico's got to win at Houston, so neither one of them have an easy final game here to get into that top 3, and there actually could be somebody. There are a few teams that were only a game behind them entering that last game that could be up their level now and could surprise and squeeze their way into the top 3. Got the win, 25-4 regular season record. And by a lot, 82-56. The team is really rolling right now. New Mexico lose again. Virginia win at Boston College, so they're actually level, I think, for 2nd and 3rd. Let's see if I've got that correct here. And Arizona State snuck up on them as well, so there was another team. It looks like Arizona State does not have the tiebreaker, though, at 10-6. So Virginia and Boston College appear to be the automatic promotion teams. So Virginia has been hopping up with me the last couple seasons. We've got Boston College on their way up, who might have been relegated from Conference B last season. Maybe. I'm trying to remember, but maybe. I think Alabama was. So Alabama looks like they're double dingers. They're going down 2nd year in a row. Xavier, New Mexico, UConn, all at 9-7, just behind a few 8-8s. 4 teams that are going down: UCLA, Ohio State, Villanova, and the Alabama Crimson Tide. We remained perfect at home this season. We are done playing in our stadium at 17-0 this year at home, and a very solid 8-4 on the road. That is best away record, best home record in conference. RPI 6th in the nation. We've won 5 straight. Oof. Did not expect that. Did not see that coming. I really didn't. I thought we could be in for a pretty good season. But I kind of figured we'd be in the Xavier, New Mexico, Yukon range. Somewhere around 9-7. Maybe squeak out at 10-6. I knew I had a good balanced roster. Didn't think we were going to win the regular season title by 3 games and have automatic promotion to Conference B. Holy cow, we are definitely hitting the big time because A and B absolutely dominate the rankings. I mean, Conference C, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the top 25 rankings. That's a lot. But guaranteed, a lot of these are A or B conference teams. A lot of the other 20. Much more than 5 each. More like 7 or 8 each. So probably about 15 out of the other 20 teams that are up here are Conference A or B. All right, so next up will be the conference tournament. We've got a couple days until that's going to take place. We're going to have a first round bye. We've got the number 1 overall seed in conference. So the 4 team, which was Arizona State, if they win their matchup, that would be who we would get in the second round. Now number 7 in the ranking. We could be on our way to a 2 seed at this point. 25-4. North Carolina is 27-2. Michigan State 24-6. Florida 24-5. Utah 25-4. That's a really good record considering they had 3 or 4 losses quite a while ago, I think. Or were they one of those last few undefeateds? They might have been. Duke's 23-7. Maryland 25-4. And we're in 7th. Syracuse, who was in 3rd, undefeated, something like that. 20-9 now. That's a lot of losses they've taken here lately. Tournament should be coming up here pretty quickly. There you go. Regular season done. Players declared for the draft. See if we've got anybody. I didn't have anyone that would presumably be in that position, but you never know. None of my players were Norton candidates. Finalists, Wade Jones of Maryland. And nobody declaring for the draft. That's good. Before I end up having my video demonetized, not that I'm collecting anything anyway, but don't want to get my video in trouble for having certain music in the background, my Alexa is acting up and it was on mute, but it unmuted itself, so I better turn that off. Could possibly hear that in the background. Give me a second. Alexa, stop. Nobody wants to make YouTube unhappy. Oh my goodness, what would they do? Alright. So, where are we? We've got Houston coming up here. The last round we had Xavier and Kansas State, with Xavier coming out on top. New Mexico beating Arizona. Gonzaga with the upset over UConn. Close game. Houston with the upset over UNLV. And it's Houston that we're going to get in this second round. We'll go ahead and sim that one as well, as it's the tournament that's going to matter more. We've already got an automatic promotion spot. So other than winning a conference title, there's not much that I care about. 12-point victory here. Virginia beats Gonzaga. New Mexico upsets Boston College. And Xavier nearly pulling off the upset over Arizona State. But there you go. Your 1-4 matchup. And that would be 2, and not 3, but 6. New Mexico slipping there at the end. A few losses at the end of the season, but they seem to be bouncing back here in the tournament. Yeah, we're in the championship game. 78-64 final. New Mexico 73-69 over Virginia. So they continue their run, and they get their chance at a rematch. This time neutral territory. Remember, we beat them at home. Conference championship. Chance for the 11th in my team's history if we're going back to the 2017 edition. And I think it would be second or third. Third, I believe, here in... And there you go. We got it. 94-74 final. Conference champion, regular season, and tournament. Nicely done, guys. 17-point halftime lead, and we stretched it by a few more points the second half. 20-point victory overall. Pluses for everyone who saw time on the court today. Thomas Fleming, 18 minutes. Nick Few had 12 minutes. Walter, just 18, must have been in foul trouble. Yeah, he had 4 fouls, but double digits for everybody but Lockwood. Lockwood not shooting very well, 3 for 11 on the day, but he did contribute where he could. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Not a lot of rebounds in this one. Both teams shooting pretty well. We were 55%, they were 45%. 62% beyond the arc. Dang. All right, well, there's a conference championship. We are guaranteed entry into the NCAA tournament. Not that it was really in doubt. 7th in the nation, but the team is really rolling right now. And we're on to the selection show. Let's keep things moving along so that we can get into that tournament and watch some games. We're in. Obviously, Playing games, speed past those. And there you go. 1 seed, North Carolina, and we are the 2 seed in that side. We've got Fairfield coming up in our first game. Wow, a 2 seed. Never been that high. A 2 seed, Oklahoma State. So North Carolina on our side, and they're the number 1 overall. So it's going to be rough. Syracuse also here. New Mexico is a 5 seed on this side. Okay, UConn and the 7 seed. My likely second round is NC State or UNLV. And then let's just fly through the rest. Florida, Miami, Oklahoma, Virginia, 4 seed. Boston College. Duke, a 1 seed. Maryland, a 2 seed. Gonzaga, an 8 seed. Was that Xavier that they're playing? Utah, Oregon, 1 and 2. Arizona State. That hasn't updated yet. All right, CIT, UCLA, Wright State. Wow, UCLA gets into a tournament at 14 and 14. And they lost. It's a rough year for them. Ohio State also into a tournament at 14 and 14. Hard to tell, but it looks like they won by about 20. All right, so there you go. Fairfield 22 and 9. Their leading scorer is strong, 13 a game. 5 assists from Wertman and Gelbard. 5.7 rebounds, so the only area we really have an advantage is rebounding from their top guy. But here we are, first day of the tournament, so we are coming up here. And Fairfield, this should be an easy one. We're gonna bypass this one and go to the second round. Conference L, yeah, heavy favorites, 84%. The only place where we're even is Del Curry, small forward, the senior. Matches up evenly with Chris Emery. But you look at my lineup, it's a bunch of juniors and 1 senior. So we're going to be dangerous next year, especially with 2 good recruits, including Udonis Cougar, who could possibly be good enough to step in immediately. Well, it's... Yeah, power forward. There you go. That was right. All right. Trust the team. Trust the team. Get it done, guys. Get it done. A lot of games today. $85-73, closer than I would have expected. At least see the box score here. Emery, 11 points. Walter, 12. Davies, 16. 22 for Lockwood. He's player of the game with 4 rebounds to go with it. 4 assists. One-point halftime lead, but only a couple lead changes, only 1 tie. So that was about as close as they got, and then we led by 18. They just closed us down a little bit. New Mexico beat Pepperdine. UConn beat Washington. These are both NCAA tournament games. UNLV upset North Carolina State. So perfect run for the conference so far. Virginia beat Drake, also in the tournament. Boston College lost to Tulane. There's the one team that didn't get it done. Ohio State beating Louisiana Tech in the CIT. A few more games today. Push a little quickly. I'm hoping to make a little bit of a run in the tournament this year. There you go. So Xavier over Gonzaga. And yes, that was an interconference NCAA tournament. Of course, this game does not deal those out the way that would happen in real life, where conferences are avoided and playing each other. Houston upsetting Santa Clara, who is ranked number 19th in the nation, by 15. And Arizona State lose to Wagner. So, what was that, like 8-2 or something like that in conference? in the first round. We've got UNLV, our own interconference opponent, here in the second round. Right? Or was that last year's opponent? No, they were this year's, 8-8. This actually is a game we should be winning again. And maybe I put that faith in that we're going to win this game. Hopefully I don't get too upset here. This is certainly not as big of a guarantee as that last one was, but we definitely should be favored by a good margin. We already beat them pretty comfortably this season. Yeah, only 57%. Speed 10? Speed 10. We'll go speed 10. Just in case. And we'll only slow it down if it's tight. And only in the second half. So, get straight into it. Here we go. Second round matchup. The Olympic Decathlon rings against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. And we just got our first score of the game after trailing 5-0. A lot of misses early on. Both teams shooting really poorly. We are 1 for 5. They are 2 for 6. Now 1 for 6. There's a dunk to finally get things going. And it's weird how we get things going and then immediately the other team does as well. That seems to happen a lot in this game anyway. But the lead is down to 1, well now 2. Ooh. Did we get called for an offensive foul as we were backing that guy down in the post? Couple free throws. Ties the game at 10. And now 13. That was a foul on a three-pointer. He made all 3 free throws, I believe. Davies has 8 points already. Walter's got 5 points. Davies and Emery each have 3 rebounds already in this one. Rebounding, -1. Turnovers, +1. Shooting, we're 30% from the field. They're 26. But we had a super slow start shooting. It's gotten a little bit better. Meanwhile, they've been at about 30% from the very beginning on this one. And we've kind of held them there. So maybe we can hold them there throughout the game. At the moment, though, they're closing in on 40%. Big 3 on that one. Deficit's 2. Good work inside. Draw the foul. Scores level. Now we're starting to play a little bit better. Percentages starting to come up. In fact, we've passed them percentage-wise. Both teams not getting to line too much. Neither team doing well beyond the arc. But the moment we make a few little shots, and all of a sudden we've got a 6-point lead. So I think this is a team and a game that we could win pretty comfortably over. But we're going to have to get it going offensively here. Defensively, we've been good. Offensively, not so much. Oop, okay, well, I suppose that's okay that I didn't get that timeout because we scored right as I tried. You lose that one timeout at the half, so I was trying to get it in so we could at least get a play in those last 6 seconds, but then we made it. And we immediately come out and open the second half with our first three-pointer of the game. And then we get our second three-pointer of the game a couple possessions later, and the lead is double digits. So just like that, the halftime adjustments, team doing much better. But UNLV's got a little bit of a run going right now to get back into things. Ooh, and a foul called on that one. 40-32. There we go, 42-32. Looks like we could be heading towards the Sweet 16, but there's still 15 minutes to play in this one. Rebounding, +7 advantage. Turnovers, -1. But we're up to nearly 58% from the field, and they are still hovering right at 30%, where they've been pretty much all game long. Free throws, their 5 attempts have jumped to 16 now, and we're only at 9. So that's one thing that's helped keep them in this game a little bit. But 3 3-pointers on the last 4 attempts for us after starting the game 0 for 4 in the first half. And the lead is down to 1. They've got a lot of momentum right now, and the score is tied. We're going to use a 30, try to get things back under control as there's 10 to play here. A lot of whistles, not sure what's going on, why fouls aren't getting called. They've only been called for 6 fouls, so I don't know if they just keep kicking the ball or knocking it out of bounds or what, but we're getting a lot of dead ball situations here. It's only a 1-point game. And their field goal percentage just shot up. They're over 40% now, so they are shooting the ball much better than they have at any other point in this game. We just regained the lead on a three-pointer. We've got 6 here in the second half. 7 now. 8. That's 3 3-pointers in a row for us, and it's a 9-point lead. 4 3-pointers in 5 possessions. That was a long-range 2, and it's a 14-point lead, and now we're cruising. Now we're cruising. There you go. The 3 ball absolutely is what's deciding this game, as there's just 1 minute left to play. 12-point lead. Oh, come on. I don't want to waste timeouts here, but nearly had to. In the end, they closed it back down just a little bit in the final minute, but 80-69 final, on to the Sweet 16. 19 points for Joey Walter, 18 for Kirkland. UConn losing to Oklahoma State in a close one. New Mexico upsetting Syracuse, the 5 seed. And Virginia losing to Louisville. Here's Xavier and Duke. Houston, Wake Forest. Finished off the second round. Duke crushing Xavier. And Wake Forest crushing Houston. Houston, not sure how they got into the tournament. There you go, Sweet 16. Our next game is against Oklahoma State. I believe Oklahoma State's Conference B, I want to say. Could be wrong. We'll see here in a moment when it gives us a scouting report. But Ohio State, Rutgers in the CIT. They win 74-60. And there we go. Sweet 16 coming up here is, yes, it is Conference B for Oklahoma State. They've got a high rank. Tight contest, 51% favorite. Oh boy. Here we go. Moment of truth, chance to get into the Elite 8. RPI is 5th in the nation. The rank is 7th in the nation. We have a 30-win season, possibly for the first time ever in program history. Might be the second time, but I think it's the first time. I think we've had 28 or 29 wins before, but not 30. Everybody's back and healthy. Mexico still alive against North Carolina, the 5 seed, against the 1. We got a 2-3, so this is all that's left in our region. So we'll get the winner of North Carolina and New Mexico if we can beat Oklahoma State. All right, Sweet 16, round 3 of the tournament. Game underway. Oklahoma State strikes first, lead 2-0. We are 0 for 6 from the field here starting out. Not looking good. First buckets come from the free throw line. Maybe that can get us going. No, still not. 0 for 7. 0 for 8. 4 points, all from the free throw line. 8 shots, 0 makes so far. But you got 2 guys wide open. Why don't you make the extra pass? Oh, finally, our first shot was a made 3 from right here. And now we've got 3 makes just like that. We have the lead. 11-9. We will be in their conference a year from now. I don't know if they're getting promoted or not. Their rank at 13th. That could be enough for, top 3 in the conference. Might not be, though. 4-point lead here halfway through the first half. Rebounding +3. Turnovers +2. Shooting-wise, after an 0 for 8 start, We're now 6 for 17, so 7 for 18. So that means we're 7 for our last 10. At least we were a moment ago. A couple misses here slow us back down, but slow start. Much better stretch here. Going on a bit of a run. Can we keep it up? Somehow they have the momentum, even though we're 8 for 14. And went from behind to a 4-point lead, and they've got the momentum. Not sure about that one. Big 3 there, 5-point lead. His shot, rebound, put back, good. 2-point lead. Ooh, they got a quick 3, but we score, they score. 2 quick buckets. 2-point lead. Nearly halftime. I need to use my timeout here. Use it there. 2 minutes to go. 2-point lead. Just use that 30. Just over a minute here. So the leads 2. Rebounds are now right about level. Turnovers were a +2. Shooting wise, they're 35%. We're hovering at about 40, so we cooled back off. So we had that one hot stretch. Free throw is a big thing, though. They are 11 for 11. We're 4 for 4. Both teams have made every single shot they've had at the free throw line. They've had a lot more than us, and that seems to be the difference, or at least the reason for the tie right now at the half. We got ourselves a ball game. I will definitely slow it down for the final 10 minutes, but for now we'll keep it moving. Davies now at 10 points to lead all scores. Missed shot, rebound, that was in close. Nice from in close, and it's 39-35. Turnover there. Whistled. We got the steal, though, or no, we got the rebound. Oof, we turned it over, and they got the fast break bucket. 2-point game. Multiple misses. Boy, we had about 4 misses. A lot of chances on that possession. Multiple offensive rebounds, but could not make it. And they've got the lead now. And I need a timeout. Oh, come on. I used a timeout. It didn't give it to me. Use a timeout. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, another turnover and fast break bucket. We continue to miss. Slow down. Ay, ay, ay. 12-point deficit. We have not made a shot in ages. We're now 15 for 47 from the field as we continue to miss. It's a 12-point deficit from a lead. I just used a timeout and it didn't give it to me, and we turned the ball over. Timeout. Come on, guys. There we go. 3-pointer. Out of the timeout. Good call. But we only have one 30-second timeout left for this game. But all we need is a little run to be back in this and to put ourselves back in control of this game. We are the better team, but we just went ice cold twice in this game. The lead's at 8. Oh, big 3-pointer for Oklahoma State. Missed offensive rebound. Recycle it from the corner. Another miss with a guy in his face. Not sure why he would take that shot. It was not open at all. Oof, in close. Can't stop that one. From the free throw line, a miss. And the lead's up to 13 again all of a sudden. 15. Or 16. That was not a 3. He was nowhere near the 3-point line. Another turnover. Whew, we are turning over this game. I mean, it's all turnovers. Every big score they've had has been turnovers. We're down to 31% from the field. We've only made about 2 or 3 of the last 15 shots. 5 minutes to play, and it's a 19-point lead as we just keep missing, and they keep making. They're up to 45%, and they keep getting to the free throw line. We're perfect, 8 for 8, but we are literally just missing everything. We're 15% beyond the arc. This is going to be it. We're out. Last time out. 3 minutes. Come on, guys. 21-point game. You got to be kidding me. Another missed shot, and we're covered on every single one of them. I got two guys wide open, and we take the shot with a player in our face. Hey, we made a shot. We made a shot. 32% from the field. We're making 1 out of 3. And really, that's not the case because it's more like 1 out of 4 here this half. Couple makes in a row. Still not getting to the free throw line at all. I mean, they've had 26 attempts. We've had 8. I should be working the refs, but I hate to do that. I really do. It's not my style. So, tournament coming to an end. Final 30 seconds here. Down by 21 points. So, we go down hard. They've had 2 fouls called on them in this half. Oh, and they make a three-pointer to end the game just to rub salt in the wound. 80-58, the final. That was absolutely pitiful. Yes, the refs were a factor. The calls were absolutely unbalanced. However, we shot ourselves in the foot. I mean, we, and not they, shot absolutely horrendously bad. And then the free throws made a big difference. 13% from beyond the arc. Davies had a big day, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Walter finishes his career, 11 points, 8 boards on that one. By the way, Davies was that transfer that we picked up, and he's got 1 year left. He's been really big for us this season. That's the first transfer I've had that worked out. My starters actually looked okay. It was my bench that did terrible. Derek Webb, 1 for 10. What is he doing taking 10 shots? I've never even seen him have double-digit scores in a game before. Kirkland, who normally does score well, 0 for 1, no points. So the bench really let us down. Nick Few, 0 for 5. Russell, not a great day, 3 for 9, but he had 7 assists. 3 turnovers. Thomas had 3 turnovers. I don't know, that was just utter garbage from the team. And the discrepancy in calls just helped. Just helped the Cowboys take that one. It was tight at the half. And we led early in the second half by 6-7 points. And then just went ice cold for the second time in the game. And we never really snapped out of it. I mean, the moment we started missing those shots after a few quick buckets to start the half, that was it. I mean, we never recovered. All right, well, our season is in the books now. North Carolina knocks out New Mexico, so that's a 1-3 matchup in the Elite 8. We only get as far as the Sweet 16. And I'm actually out of time, so I'll just let you know who won the tournament in the next episode. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.